www.spareroomrecording.com. So tonight we're very lucky to be collaborating with Raise the Bar to help bring awareness on LGBT asylum. So I'd like to introduce you to Claire Bennett, who's just going to give a short talk. Please put your hands together for Claire Bennett.
First of all, thank you to Blue Monday for inviting us today to talk about Raise the Bar and to talk about some of these issues. I will keep it brief, don't worry, Marie. I just wanted to say a few words. Raise the Bar is it's an event, it's a live event, but we raise money and we raise awareness for lesbian asylum seekers here in the UK. Many of you will have heard about the human rights abuses of LGBT people, particularly in Africa, in Asia and the Caribbean. Many of you know that homosexuality, same-sex attractions is illegal in 8 countries and it comes with a death penalty in 8 countries. What we don't often hear is what happens when people flee those countries and seek protection here in the UK. To get asylum, to get refugee status on your sexuality is actually very difficult. One of the things that you have to do, as Miri mentioned, is you have to go to the courts and you have to prove that you're gay. How do you do this? How does anybody prove their sexuality? And unfortunately the court system is still based on a lot of stereotypes. So the questions that are asked are things like, do you read Oscar Wilde? How do you have sex? What do you like about sex? And if any of us were asked to say this in court, we'd be quite horrified. And also what's increasingly happening is that many LGBT asylum seekers are now having to provide videos of them having sex and submitting this into the court process, because if they're not believed, they're returned straight away to their home countries, regardless of whether they've been in prison, regardless if they can verify their torture, regardless if they can prove that they've been gang raped and correctively raped because of their sexuality. So we raise money for the only lesbian support charity in the UK. It's a small support group in Manchester. It's called the Lesbian Immigration Support Group, and they provide legal advice, they provide counselling, they provide destitution packs, because many refugees and asylum seekers become destitute as part of the process. They provide phone cards, because as an asylum seeker you can be detained for any amount of time deemed reasonable by the Home Office whilst you're claiming asylum. This can be days, it can be months, and it can be years. It's the only form of detention we have in the UK where you can be detained without knowing how long you're going to be detained for. I know people that have been detained for 5 years, for 7 years, and their only crime, so to speak, is seeking asylum in this country. And actually, seeking asylum is a human right. It's part of our refugee convention that we signed up to after the Second World War. So, yes, so that's why we have Raised the Bar. We talk about these issues briefly. We provide packs of information. We have members from the Lesbian Immigration Support Group who come down from Manchester and also talk about some of their experiences and why LISG is an important charity. But it's also an event as well. So there's live music and entertainment. So thank you, Millie, for inviting me. Do think about these issues, do tell your friends about these issues, and do come along on the next Raise the Bar. Thank you.
Thank you to Claire. We'll also be having Kisha up in a little bit later to talk a bit more about Raise the Bar and how you can get involved in the event. So the first act this evening, please show some love to the wonderful Adrian Roy. How you can get involved. Please put your hands together for Kisha.
So you've heard a little bit about why we do Raise the Bar and the issues that we're raising awareness for. And Raise the Bar started off just as a kind of community-spirited event with quite a few friends putting on live music and art and sharing together. And it was also really important that we thought of ourselves as a wider community and an international community. So Raise the Bar is also about self-expression and the ability that we have and the freedoms that we have to express ourselves in this country. So we enjoy live visual art, comedy. Georgia Thorpe performed at our last Raise the Bar. We also have live music, hopeful to have some dance, and sometimes poetry as well. So anybody who's interested in taking part, either as part of the audience or part of the performance team, sometimes we try to put on open mic as well. And it's just about coming together and recognizing ourselves as an international community. So the next Raise the Bar is going to be the 5th edition. It happens usually on the first Tuesday or Wednesday of every other month. The next one is Wednesday the 3rd of December at Labels on Frith Street in Soho. So not far from Ronnie Scott's, where Frith Street crosses Old Compton Street. And you can find more information on the hashtag RTBSoho. We also have got a Facebook page, which is under I Am LGBTQ. Anyway, the next Raise the Bar is on the 3rd of December, so it would be lovely to see you. It's also a free event.